Alright, so good night everybody and welcome back to another week of Alpha Games. I think we're week 6 of Alpha Games. Alright, so good night everybody and welcome back to another week of Alpha Games. I think we're week 6 of Alpha Games. Alright, so sorry about that. As I was saying earlier though, we're now in week 6 of the Alpha Games, and for tonight's game, we have 3 games going on tonight. And kicking off tonight are the teams at the top of the table. Team Code Vertex versus Team Espadas. What was it again? It was Martis Valentina Kaja. Yep, so confirmed. Martis and Joy were banned by Team Code Vertex. Valentina and Kaja were banned by Team Espadas. So, I was just asked, who do I think will win? My money is on Team Espada. Even though, to be honest, I don't actually see the original Team Espadas, except, the Captain Kirito and Ichigo. but you know, those two guys, they've proven to be very powerful. I can remember a match. Yeah, bro. It was a misunderstanding. Anime Lover 21. It was a bit of a misunderstanding. So as I was saying though, I can remember Kirito and Ichigo being in a lobby with people they're not familiar with, and they still were able to carry the game, you know. So let's see how well they'll do versus Code Vertex. Code Vertex, they are really powerful, and you know they are a versatile team. So it it can go either way, but my best bet would be on Team Espada. Alright, bro. Thanks. And I hope you actually enjoy the games. Even though, you know, I do know both teams will give thrilling matches. So you will enjoy, no doubt. I think the only issue I may have, hopefully it doesn't happen, would be for the connection to go bad. Alright, so bearing and daring. I like the Barat's Minotaur pick from Code Vertex. That's really nice, but allowing Team Espadas to get that Leomord, that's actually a very bad idea. I know Team Espadas to be very notorious for that Leomord, and having the Lalita with that Leomord can also pose a huge threat for Team Code Vertex. Leslie, after getting buffed, her popularity has been going up. So looking forward to a great gameplay from Leslie. Leslie might even be the what Team Espadas need to get rid of that Barats. Seeing that Leslie, she actually does true damage right now, so, and a huge amount of true damage. So could this be a Beatrix pick though? And it's a Beatrix pick by Code Vertex. Still my most favored marksman. She's a beast. Beatrix, yes, Beatrix. I'm not too certain if I like the Loey from Team Espadas though. Loey she would work a lot better going versus a team comp that really depends on sticking close by, you know, to each other. Not saying that she's a bad pick, but I mean, the Wrath can pick her off from the back door. Barats can pick her off out of the team fights. With the Kagura can actually burst the Louis before Louis can really get to do much. But as I said, it's just a personal preference. I wouldn't actually go for that low E. So first match now kicking off. Team Espadas versus Team Code Vertix. Team Code Vertix with that Barats, Minotaur, Kagura, Beatrix, and Dirath. And Team Espadas with the Louis, Leslie, Leomord, Balmond, and Lolita. Balmond will be going for the jungle and not the Leomord. I think I'd prefer to see Leomord in the jungle. With that, he'll be, you know, around the map more often. His presence will be very dominant on the map, but just having him in the XP lane, that's, I think they're just limiting what Leomord can actually do or what he can accomplish. And as I said, you know, but wait, no, I was actually getting it wrong. Louis is actually beating the Kagura, although it's only the early half of the match, or the early part of the match, and we know Louis to be very threatening in the early games. And a first blood, their solo kill at the top lane by Xenos of Team Code Vertix. Both marksmen just there, and that's a kill there in the mid lane by the Light Dragon YT of Team Espadas. So evening out the kill counters or the death counters for both teams. And we have Balmond already rotating to the third lane, and their both tanks are now assisting their marksmen. So I'm guessing it's only the jungle and XP laner who will be going for that turtle. But Logical Kirito is way below half HP, so he will need to retreat, which will result in this being possibly a free turtle for virtual reality. He's not getting assisted, but yeah, that should be a free turtle for virtual reality. So first turtle going over to Code Vertix. And as I mentioned before though, Kirito, he's actually having a pretty hard time there in the mid lane, at the XP lane. I would have much rather to see I would much rather to see Leomord in the jungle, but a double kill there by Kirito. So perhaps I was actually wrong about the low E. Low E is actually getting the better of the Kagura there. And there goes Leginger going for Sin, but Charcoal was there attacking the crab, so that didn't result in anything. And a bit of a flexing there by Sin at 68. And there goes Leginger. Now look at Team Espadas. They are trying to commit for this goal lane, and that will be YouTube Rome MLBB getting slain there. Double kill by Logical Kirito, and there goes a double kill for Star on both Light Dragon and Leginja. Kirito getting slain there for the shutdown by virtual reality. And you can see Charcoal now going down to half HP. Xenos now coming to help Leginger. getting that mid lane pushed for Star. We have the second turtle here at the the lower half of the map, and it's a 4-man team Espadas here. Virtual reality in a bit of a issue, but turtle will still be picked up by Code Vertex, and virtual reality will be slain in that pickup. Kirito fighting for his life, but Charcoal did not make it out of that. Look at the damage by Sin, and almost got the snipe there on Leginja. Star trying to find Leginja but did not pick him up, and that was a 2v1 from Team Espadas on Xenos there, but Xenos with the mighty Dirath was able to get both Leomord and Balman. And a bit of a camp there by Light Dragon, and as I did mention, he will be picked off by that Barats quite easily. Sin there with the double kill. So Code Vertex, they're actually dominating Team Espadas right now. Star in a bit of a problem and used that flicker but was not able to get out of there alive. But Team Code Vertex are collapsing on Team Espadas. So that was a 1-for-3 trade. But the fighting continues, and there Ichigo finding his angle with the Leomord, getting that kill on YouTube Rome MLBB. Virtual Reality was still able to get that purple buff away from Logical Kirito though. And the third turtle being spawned here at the bottom half of the map again. And we already have Team Code Vertex going for that Leginja, giving vision there at the turtle, but might be in a bit of a problem there. Getting focused by Virtual Reality, is already down to half HP. Here comes Team Espadas trying to zone Team Code Vertex away from their roam. Yo Flawless, what's up bro? Glad to have you here. This is Code Vertex versus Team Espadas. Code Vertex, they are the ones, I would say they are the ones winning, but they're the ones in the lead right now, leading by 5k gold. And that's another turret getting removed there, but Sin may be in a problem. He flickered forward. I think he was going for the kill there on Charcoal, but no, Team Espadas are collapsing on Team Code Vertex, and that will be Xenos going for the back line and getting Light Dragon. As I mentioned, you know, he will be picked off quite easily by Team Espadas. Team Code Vertex, they are forcing the fight. Xenos quite fed. Triple kill there by Xenos. Maniac by Xenos. And look at his HP. He's only at 1% HP. He did that. He got that Maniac with very low HP. Light Dragon now getting Code Vertex away from that inhibitor turret. And another purple buff stolen from Team Espadas. But Xenos being able to 2v1 a Leomord and the Balman earlier, I knew he would definitely be in a position to force team fights. And as I mentioned, and I keep mentioning, going forward in the game, Light Dragon with the low E pick, he's going to find very hard times getting into position for the team fights. He has to pay very close attention to the map presence of all the other heroes of Team Code Vertex, you know, and Lord already being picked up by Code Vertex with Xenos initiating that Lord attack. Team Espadas, they will not contest this Lord. First Lord going over to Team Code Vertex. And they are requesting a pause. So I actually predicted, you know, let's not say predicted, I was hoping the match favor would go in favor of Team Espadas, but Team Code Vertex, they are doing very well, forcing Team Espadas back and actually getting the better of Team Espadas. I think they had the privilege of all three turtles, and now they are able to get the first Lord spawned at the top lane there. So a bit of a back foot for Team Espadas, as they will be struggling. Yeah, Barats is very OP. Barats is a very OP hero. Seeing that, you know, we recently had the tank meta where tanks were dominating in the jungle, and he is a tank fighter. And equipped with the Demon Slayer emblem there, you know, he'll be able to clear the jungle very fast. He'll be able to get objectives such as Lord and Turtles very fast. So now Team Espadas left to defend, and they are only down to their base turrets. I'm not certain why there was another pause, but let's give Team Espadas another minute, I guess. And pay no attention to that dog. That's my neighbor's dog. But Light YouTube with Light Dragon YouTube with that Lowy pick. I mean, Lowy is very powerful, and should he find the power spikes, though that will be troublesome for Team Code Vertex, but still, I didn't see him doing much versus the comp of Team Code Vertex, because as I mentioned, they will be going for him, and they'll be able to pick him off quite easily, you know, before he's able to do much damage. And with Kagura being able to extend that umbrella to the back lines, get the burst damage, then, you know, go directly to that umbrella, which would then be she'd be able to dodge majority of the damage. Are skills from the Lowy Kagura would definitely be a great, well, Kagura is definitely a great counter for the Lowy, but again, that's just my opinion. Alright, let's get the game started. And a successful defense for Team Espadas. And another pause request. So I'm guessing Ichigo of Team Espadas, he's facing some technical difficulties. So we'd like everyone to enjoy their games, you know. The pauses, they can be quite annoying, but I want everyone to be in tip-top form. And that's Sin getting slain there by Light Dragon YouTube. And Light Dragon YouTube getting picked off there by Star. And they are still forcing the fight. Xenos getting slain there for the shutdown. And Team Espadas, knowing that Xenos is gone, they are trying to force this fight and force Code Vertex out of their turret, out of their base actually, but you know, Charcoal doesn't have enough damage as yet. And look at that delete by Star. Charcoal wasn't able to do anything about that, nor was Leginja able to protect Charcoal with that kind of damage from Star. So as I mentioned, you know, the Kagura will be a huge issue for the backlines of Team Espadas. And seeing that majority of their damage is, you know, from the Charcoal and the Light Dragon YouTube, if they are removed by one combo from the Kagura, then Code Vertex will ultimately just crash on Team Espada's second Lord, a evolved Lord, and it is already being picked up by virtual reality. So Ichigo is AFK. And that will be the first game being won by Team Code Vertex. I'll have to get some information on what's going on with Ichigo. So for the last match, if I remember correctly, they chose Joy, Valentina, Martis, and Kaja. I am noticing Kaja being frequent on the ban and pick section. So, well, he was buffed recently. He's able to sustain a lot more, especially with that region that he now has. So I guess he is ban worthy now. I really don't like Kaja. Only because I like to play assassins, and with that ulti, he's really annoying. Alright, so Valentina and the Wrath by Kirito. Martis and Joy for Team Code Vertex. Let me just check with them real quick if they're confirming the bans. Alright, so it's Martis and Leo for Team Code Vertex and Valentina and Giraffe for Team Espadas. I wonder if either team will leave Joy open for the pick. We saw Joy getting picked up last week. I think it was the last week by Team Alpha. It was Endeavor of Team Alpha, but Joy didn't do much in that match. So, but I guess neither team will be risking that Joy getting picked up. So we are seeing Faramis and the Estes get removed by Team Espadas. So I'm intrigued to see what they are going for. To directly be removing both of those supports, it must mean, I mean, if we are going versus them, I would go for a burst comp. You know, something to remove them as quickly as possible before they're able to even heal. Or, you know, with Fermis, he has a delay before his ult actually goes off. And a lot of times when I use Feramis and the enemy team has a burst hero, I would normally get killed before even being able to cast the ult. You know, so those are things you would have to consider before you're actually banning those heroes. Yeah bro, I'll invite you back to the lobby in the next match. Sorry, I forgot just now, but during the other games I'll add you back to the lobby. It really only slipped my mind just now. So Light Dragon going back for that low E pick, I guess he wants to correct the mistake of the last game. You know, he's still hoping for some glory. Logical Kirito going for that Garena pick. Ichigo going for the Edith. I wonder if that's a roam Edith or a XP lane Edith. But look at Code Vertex though. They have their three first picks are actually three sturdy picks. Angela, what's that dude's name again? Lapu, yes. And we also have Paquito. And you know, Angela going on to Lapu or Paquito is really dangerous because they are really powerful and sturdy heroes, especially Lapu gaining shield, and his regen is quite insane. Then Paquito being able to go in and out quite quickly with the burst, and also he can gain that speed up and a bit of a shield on his own. So equipped with a Angela, both of those heroes will be quite threatening. And look at Star getting that sorry pardon me a bit. Okay, so as I was saying, so Lilia getting picked up there by Star. Lilia will be having a lot of fun, but Lilia versus the Louis. Well, I guess Lilia can actually go in and out with the black shoes being available, you know, getting that burst damage in. Charcoal going for that Beatrix, while Sin will be taking the Leslie. So both gold laners, they just switched heroes. It was Charcoal was the one on Leslie in the last match. Sin was one on Beatrix. So let's see what this switch will actually do for them. So Team Espadas with the Louis, Beatrix, Edith, Garena, and Johnson, and Team Code Vertex with the Paquito, Angela, Lilia, Leslie, and the Lapu. Team Espadas, they were having a really tough time with the Dirath in the last game, so they decided to remove that Dirath. Also, it's a XP lane Edith going versus a XP lane Lapu. I guess that might be fun to watch. Kirito already going for that purple buff. Sorry, pardon me a bit. Kirito already going for that purple buff, and we have the virtual reality getting that orange buff. Kirito tried getting that steal on the small comp, a stun there with the wrench from Leginger, but the Lethal Wanderer will be picked up by Kirito with a quick retribution. And Star already looking for that rotation on the bot lane for Ichigo. Ichigo sensing danger will be going for the retreat, and now look at Light Dragon and Leginger going for that response. Virtual reality going for the combo on Light Dragon. Kirito going in, but first blood going to let Ginger. Kirito getting Rome MLBB. So Kirito now in a better position there at the bot lane, in the jungle at least. And first turtle will be spawning in a few seconds. Flicker already being committed by Xenos. So that's a very important spell already being used from Team Code Vertex. Virtual Reality still at level 3. This will very well be a free turtle for Team Espadas. So Team Espadas, they're actually looking quite well now, and we already see Leginger going for that drive. He's already at level 4. Whoever he crashes on will be in very big trouble, and that will be Sin getting crashed on, and a kill being picked up there by Logical Kirito, who is now 2-0-1, and a teleportation for quick retreat by Light Dragon YouTube. And look at that, Ichigo and Xenos there at the bot lane. Xenos quite low on HP. Ichigo will not commit to that, though Light Dragon going down there to aid Ichigo, but Xenos will retreat. Virtual Reality still 0-0 and 0 in the jungle. And Ichigo, he's already 1 level ahead of Virtual Reality. And that may very well be 2 levels ahead, and Johnson now on the prowl for trouble. And that will be the crash there on Star, but Star will survive that. And Black Shoes just regain some HP. And there is a 2v2 there at the bot lane, killing spree on Virtual Reality there, and that will be the pickup by Ichigo and Logical Kirito, but with the aid of Angela, Xenos was able to survive that and shut down on Kirito. And there goes a 3-man pickup on Sin at the top lane. So knowing that Sin was a huge issue with that Beatrix during the last match, knowing that Xenos was an issue with the Wrath in the last game as well, Team Espadas, they're actually targeting both side laners, making sure they don't get farmed. And that's a turtle by Team Espadas and a pickup on Virtual Reality, who is now 0-0. Team Espadas 3k goal lead ahead. And a bit of a dance out there at the bot lane by both Xenos and Ichigo. I mean, it would be pointless to commit for both of them to commit to fighting, but who knows, maybe even getting rid of some HP. And look at that, Kirito already showing his lead in the jungle, invading that orange buff and getting the orange buff. And look at the stun there on YouTube, Rome MLBB, double kill there by Light Dragon YouTube. And look at Black Shoes already getting used there by Star, who will now try to escape for his life. I kind of like the way Light Dragon YouTube uses the ult by his Lowy. You know, he enters team fights, and then upon gaining what they went for, he just uses that ult to retreat. Virtual Reality will need to fix the position he's in right now. Star almost getting picked up there by Leginja. Light Dragon YouTube down on HP, but Virtual Reality will not be able to get that. Logical Kirito with the kill there on Virtual Reality. Light Dragon was barely able to survive that. But he did. 404 now on his low E for the mega kill. Second turtle getting spawned here at the bot lane. But Kirito is there at the top, getting rid of that turret. And now we can see Espadas getting rid of Xenos there at the bot lane. So as I said, they were really having a lot of trouble with the side lanes of Team Code Vertex during the last game. So now with Team Espadas, they're actually placing a lot of pressure on those side lanes, and you can see it's actually working in their favor. Logical Kirito is very low on HP, though he needs to be very careful, but that will be a turtle for Kirito, and that's the crash there on Virtual Reality, who went in to stop Leginger in his tracks. Sin now switching lanes with Xenos, trying to get that bot lane pushed. Xenos trying to force Charcoal out of the lane, but he will not be able to clear that those waves faster than a Beatrix. Game coming to a standstill a bit as both teams know what's at stake, heading into the mid game, scaling up to the late game. A three-man gank here on Charcoal, but Star will be picked up instead. Black Shoes getting committed there by Star. Virtual Reality getting the kill on Ichigo. Leginja low on HP and will be slain. Killing spree there by Logical Kirito, getting rid of Virtual Reality. So I like the way that Kirito is actually going in for the important people, and actually that was a 1-4 exchange in favor of Team Code Vertex. A pause getting requested. So what do you guys think though? Who do you think this match might go in favor of? Team Espadas, they're actually looking quite well from the earlier half. Virtual Reality not being able to find his groove with the Paquito. He's currently on 1-4-2, and with those 4 deaths, you know, Logical Kirito will be in the lead with the 6-1-3. So if Logical Kirito is able to hold on to that score and scale from there, then you know the game might as well be finished, seeing we all know Garena is quite dangerous, and should that Garena be fed even more, you know, the threat will only scale even more. And with Johnson being able to carry his teammates to the important locations and getting enough stun and slows on Team Code Vertex, then you know Team Espadas with the low E being able to get the AoE damage is in, and that was a quick pickup there by Ichigo with the quick finger. Xenos getting outplayed here by Light Dragon, and we can see Leginger still coming in with the drive. Ichigo almost getting slain there by Star. Xenos still being able to survive, but the mega kill by Logical Kirito will secure the kill on Xenos. So you can see the durability from the Lapu Lapu, as I mentioned. I think it was a 1v2 fight that he survived just now, and with the first Lord getting spawned here and Team Espadas in the lead, they will be looking for this Lord. During the last matches, Team Espadas, they actually didn't try to contest the Lord much. They know they were on the back foot, but it seems Team Code Vertex would like to contest this Lord, but it's a Lord for Team Espadas. And Nibru's Passion by Charcoal, they're securing the kill on Sin. Star with a bit of a camp there in the mid lane, getting picked up by Team Espadas, but a shutdown on Light Dragon. But look at the damage coming in from Star, and Leginja going in with that crash, and that will be the kill for Leginja. Unstoppable by Logical Kirito. So we might be seeing a game 3 tonight, guys. Both teams, as I mentioned before, they are on the top of the table for the tournament. Both teams sitting on 5 victories, and that will be a turret crash for Leginja, and they are making certain that he is punished for that. And look at virtual reality with the aid of Rome MLBB. They were trying to find the kill on Logical Kirito, but with a bit of discipline they will be backing off of that. Team Espadas, they were able to get quite a few turrets in that push. All 3 base turrets still standing for team Code Vertex, and that will be virtual reality getting focused there. But as I said before, he has decent speed up and shield, so he'll be able to survive that. Xenos getting caught out there in that crash, but with the AoE damage from Star, Light Dragon or Leginja won't be able to survive that. And look at Team Code Vertex, they are trying to find a turnaround here. Nibiru's Passion making sure the minions do not survive that. In the blink of an eye, Team Code Vertex were able to get the turnaround and force the mid lane, and they were already able to get at least quarter HP away from that mid lane base turret. Star is a person they need to pay a lot of attention to. In that last fight with Johnson hitting, and he almost got Sin there. Sin now with a lot of damage on that Leslie. Star being able to zone Ichigo away and keeping Leginja there in a deadlock. Nice black shoes for the safety. But look at that. Knowing that Star committed that black shoes, Light Dragon focused Star and got that kill on Star. Look at Ichigo with that transformation and the Light Dragon being able to survive that. Incredible. Both teams are very, very powerful and very versatile here in the fights. But look at this. Look at this. Team Espadas may be sacrificing this mid lane base turret for the Lord. But I guess, you know, it's quite a good exchange. Well, not necessarily, depending on how they use that Lord. But that was a evolved Lord either way, so they'll be having quite a bit of lane advantage with that. But losing a base turret, a mid lane base turret at that will be a very crucial thing. They need to pay attention to that, because it will only take one team fight, one bad team fight, and a mid lane push for Team Code Vertex to get back in and secure the victory. Logical Kirito still 917, and look at that. Rome MLBB will be picked up there, so there will be no Angela for the team fights. But I guess that was only a distraction for Team Espadas, so that Team Code Vertex will be able to get rid of that Lord. Killing spree there by virtual reality. Shutdown there on Logical Kirito by Sin. So that was a 2-for-2 exchange, but losing Kirito in that exchange, that's not what Team Espadas wanted. Kirito now 9-2-8. And Team Espada is getting rid of that orange buff from Team Code Vertex, but Virtual Realities, he is not done yet. With the aid of Rome MLBB, he was able to get the mega kill there on Light Dragon YouTube, and they were also able to get the kill on the Ginger, and now they will be going for that purple buff. So knowing that, you know, they have the damage and the push force, they went directly for the fight after defending, you know, that Lord, and they were able to force Team Espadas back a bit. So even though they lost their orange buff, it really meant nothing to them, because now Virtual Reality is getting farmed, and he took both buffs away from Team Espadas. And you can see right here in the mid lane, the minions already crashing in, because those are super minions. So Team Espadas will need to pay very close attention to that. And I'm not certain who else noticed, but Sin with the Leslie, his damage is now scaling a lot, so he will hurt with that Leslie. I actually like the sacrifice by Rome MLBB. He knew his team had a lot to defend, you know, so he went for the distraction, getting the attention of Team Espadas. And look at Rome MLBB, knowing the, you know, he has the ult of the Angela, so he can be anywhere at any time. So he's just trying to force the lanes there, and here comes the team fight for the Lord. Logical Kirito already down less than half HP, shut down there on Charcoal. Unstoppable. Double kill for Virtual Reality. Could this be the wipeout? Triple kill for Virtual Reality, and this was the Paquito that was very much behind in the early to mid game. And as I mentioned, you know, with that turret being removed there in the mid lane, all it will take for Team Code Vertex to get the victory is to win one team fight and a direct mid lane push. Very well done, Team Code Vertex, and very well tried, Team Espadas. I honestly thought Team Espadas had that in the bag. Kirito, he did all he could. Light Dragon, he did all he could. But in the late game, you know, most would say damage is what really counts in the late game, and Virtual Reality found his power spike. Sin found his power spike, and Star really being able to get those damages in, you know, the area of effect damage, AoE damage from that Lilia, that really secured the victory for Team Code Vertex. So, tonight we'll have Team Sunset Ravens going versus a team we haven't seen much of, but it's Team Endless, and the Team Endless Psychotic, he is the leader for that, as I am the leader for Team Alpha, in case you guys didn't actually know, but we are no way involved in their games or their gameplays. It was brought up as an issue some time ago, with persons having concerns about me giving Team Alpha map vision. And I'm like, it would be impossible for me to give Team Alpha map vision when I'm actually here. Who next? It's Sunset Ravens versus Team Endless. But that was actually a very great match. The second game, Code Vertex versus Espadas. That was a really thrilling match, and that goes to show that no matter how the odds are against you, with proper gameplay, proper decision making, and proper team support, you can excel during the late game, you know. I mean, virtual reality, he was really, really behind with the Paquito. Kirito was dominating from the early half to the mid, and you know, he went directly for virtual reality majority of the times. But I think what happened, in my opinion though, Team Espadas, they placed focus on the side lanes, yes, because they were having issues with the side lanes in the first game. But I think they lost focus of one side laner in specific, and that was Sin, the marksman. So they got the lane pushed. Sin switched with Xenos, and with that switch, Team Espadas, they lost sight of Sin, you know, and Sin was able to scale with the Leslie, getting in that damage on both the tanky heroes and especially on the squishy heroes of Team Espadas. And with Sin getting away like that, you know, it was only a matter of time before Team Code Vertex regained control of that match. And with the Angela definitely selecting virtual reality for the host of the Angela ult, you know, he's able to get in those team fights, he's able to chase those squishy heroes, and Angela being able to slow those squishy heroes and ultimately stunning them, you know. Yeah, that allowed the Leslie to farm, and you do not want to go versus a farm the Leslie. So I think it was about in 2 team fights, Team Espadas, they were trying to get rid of Xenos, and he is quite bulky, you know. With the Lapu Lapu, he is quite bulky. During the mid game, he was able to do a 3 or 2v1 and still was able to escape So with that information, you don't want to pay a lot of attention to Xenos with the Lapu Lapu. Not that you're supposed to ignore him either, because he has damage and he can stun. You get what I'm saying? But you don't want to be paying all your attention to him. Give me a few minutes. I'm going to check with the teams. Alright, so we are back. We already have Team Impact in the lobby. We're now awaiting for Team Dragons to join. Also guys, don't be afraid to share this stream. You know, we the more support we get, the bigger the events can be, and the bigger the events are, you know, the more prizes we can get to you guys. I see the captain of Team Dragons online. And no, he's not. Alright, so while we wait, so here he is. So while we wait for them, who do you guys think will win this? Team Impact or Team Dragons? Alright, so here comes Team Dragons. All that is left is one member of Team Impact. Let me just quickly try to not be lucky. I think I've only gotten the crystal about 2 times, and the first time I got it I went for Goshan, no doubt. Second time was for the Alucard Obsidian Blade. Yo, Room MLBB, code Vertix, bro. Not bad, not bad. I really respect what you did with the Angela when Team Espadas got the Lord. You were there at the top lane and you provided enough distraction for your team so that your team was able to get the Lord down, and Team Espadas weren't able to actually advance any further. Let's see how the lobby is going. Um okay. As I know Ironcrad was missing, so it was my mistake. Marlon was actually sorry, filling in for Team Impact. So we already have Team Impact and Team Dragons ready. This is the second match of tonight. Tonight is the 6th week of the Alpha Games. Hope you guys enjoyed the first game. If you missed the first game, please don't be shy. You guys can actually check it out whenever you are ready, because believe me, they were really exciting games. But now we are going to see Team Impact versus Team Dragon. Who is your bet on? Martis and Joy for Team Impact. Moscow and Leslie. Alright. So we will be getting into this, the first draft. Team Impact versus Team Dragons. And the psychotic missed the queue. So, Team Dragons with the first ban. And please remember, guys, Martis, Moskov, Leslie, and Joy banned in the lobby stage. Yes, let's call it the lobby stage. So that's the lobby stage, and this is the draft stage. Valier getting removed by Team Dragons. Martis still being removed by Team Impact, but it was done by their new recruit, their substitute, so he doesn't fully understand as yet, but that still counts as them missing a ban. Farm is getting removed, and with that, Lightning will be grabbing that Estes. Very, very risky picking up a Estes for the first pick, because there are the likes of Baksha out there still, and Baksha has that passive that can really reduce the heal from the Estes, and then with the items of Dominance, Ice, or even Necklace of Durance, or even the Sea Halberd, you know, that Estes may seem a bit useless. Guinevere getting picked up by Marlinel. I think it's kind of nice seeing a Guinevere here in the tournament. Rock Lee getting that. Very, very annoying Melissa. Eincrad going for that X-Borg scientist with the Lunax. Team Impact, they'll need to pick very carefully versus that Lunax. And Royal Int will be taking Carmilla. Carmilla, a hero who was recently buffed and has been rising in popularity ever since. This morning, I think, yes, I think it was this morning, I was watching a video on whom on Carmilla. It was a video by Elgin, and he was saying, you know, Carmilla's popularity in Mythic 2 and above has been really, really rising because of the buff. And persons are even bringing Carmilla in the jungle, believe me, and it works. 1-1 getting removed for the final ban of Team Impact, and that's a Valentina getting banned. So I think people still have that fear for Valentina, even after all the nerfs. And I recently saw a video of her getting buffed in the next update, and this may be Toxic getting a Gushan. I hope he commits to that Gushan pick, and Toxic will be playing Gushan. We saw Gushan getting played by Nathaniel Joel, best player of Team Sunset Ravens, and it was really a treat. Let's see if Toxic Marty can produce the same results, and Thousand with his signature Clint, I'm not certain why persons don't get rid of that Clint knowing they're going versus 1000. I would love to see his what his other pick would be, and Alka going for that Amon. Alka with the Amon gave Team Alpha's a really hard time. Royal with the Carmilla and the Time Walker still going for that Tigreal. I guess maybe it's a side lane Tigreal. Yeah, I'm saying, like, the Carmilla was a really great choice for the roam. I hope they still allow the Carmilla to roam and let the Tigreal stay there in the XP lane, holding the XP lane. And for the lineups, Team Dragon with Aincrad, Xborg, Scientist, Lunox, Alka, Amon, 1000 with the Clint, Lightning with Estes for Team Impact, Marlon with Guinevere, Rockley, Melissa, Royalint, Carmilla, Time Walker, Tigreal, Toxic with my main hero that I really am no good with, Gushan. Alright, and we are in the Land of Dawn for this first match of Team Dragons versus Team Impact. But wait, I'm just noticing that Team Impact, they don't have a mage. They actually don't have a mage, so it's a Carmilla in mid, while the Tigreal will roam. Okay, very interesting. Aincrad versus Marlanel there at the top lane. 1000 versus Rockley there at the bot, and that's already Lightning getting picked up by Team Impact, but he will survive that, and that Lethal Wanderer will be going to Toxic Marty. Alka with the Discipline First Blood there at the top lane. Aincrad was able to get rid of Marlanel, and look at that, Scientist very low on HP. Both gold laners just taking their time with the farm there at the gold lane. Toxic already at level 4. Alka falling behind at level 3. Royalint getting picked up there by Scientist and Lightning. Flicker getting committed there by Royalint. Toxic going for that gold buff, and that's the jump on Aincrad. This could be the kill on Aincrad by Toxic. Very good map skills there by Toxic, and that will be Lightning getting slain as well, and the first turtle getting spawned here at the top lane while Toxic is already there. Alka there at the bot lane, so this will be a free turtle for Team Impact. And look at that, Toxic getting burst down real quick by Scientist there, and Scientist, even though he got the kill on Toxic, he will be slain in that fight. Not much that Lightning can do right now, and should Team Impact decide to go for, and that will be Alka committing to Royalint and getting picked up by Toxic. That was not a good exchange, and look at that, Scientist already been able to melt the tanky heroes of Team Impact. Marlanel trying to get the kill there on Royalint. Time Walker getting the ult there on Lightning, so Toxic will be picking up that kill. And Scientist, Marlanel, jumping out of danger. Toxic. I thought he would have actually went for that purple buff, but he decided to camp the buff instead. And look at that, Toxic going in for the kill on Scientist, but will be outplayed there by Scientist and now trying to escape for his life. Rock Lee getting slain there by 1000. Alka now going for the chase on Toxic, but will not commit to that chase. And there goes Marlanel trying to find the kill on Scientist, and again he will be outplayed, but with quick pickup by Time Walker, Toxic will be getting that killing spree. Alka still not being able to find his foot in the team fights. But good news for Team Dragon, as 1000 is actually winning there at the gold lane and he's able to force that gold lane in. I'm really not sure why they aren't focusing 1000. Toxic doesn't seem to be very interested in 1000, and we already see 5 members here for the turtle. That's a very brave dive by Toxic, and that will be the shutdown on him. Royalint, that was a double kill for Lightning, the Estes. Interesting. So Team Impact, they are collapsing, they're falling bit by bit, one by one. That team fight really wasn't theirs. And we already see the Dominance Eyes getting picked up there by Royalint. A nice jump there by Marlanel, but the minion was still there, so he was not able to get anything from it, except when Toxic joined the match. He went around everyone, and ultimately that was a 3v2, but the 3 lost. So Rockley was able to get the turret there at the bot lane, and now with quick rotation he's able to get the turret there in the mid lane as well. Royalin getting picked up by Alka. 1000 now forcing another turret in his lane. Look at that jump there by Marlon. They are actually making quite the team now. Bit of a lag there on the internet, and 1000 with the double kill. So this is what I'm talking about. They paid no attention to a Clint. Clint was able to force the lanes in, and as you can see, Clint is on the most goal lead for his team, and actually he's on the most goal lead for both teams. So that's quite a fed Clint. Team Impact showed no interest in that Clint, and they are now paying the price for that. And I mean, with such information, I think Team, and another great jump there by Marlanel, but nothing will result from that. Third turtle getting picked up by Team Impact. But Team Dragons, they will need to pay attention to their Clint, you know. Seeing that he's actually this fed, they should give him the priority of the manpower. And as you can see, they already are trying to get the crowd there on the Clint. Rockley, very interesting. He stayed back to commit to that fight, but it was a 2-for-1 exchange in favor of Team Impact. Could the fight be continuing here? They need to get the kill there on 1000, but instead Lightning was the one who got picked up. 1000 now running for his life. Will he be picked up by immobilized? Toxic got immobilized. And a flicker out there by Time Walker. will be the deciding factor right now, as that was a 4-for-1 exchange. Toxic with the Gushan is doing very well, and that team fight will result in the lanes getting crashed in by team Impact. Mega kill there by Toxic, who isn't too afraid to go for that Estes. And that's a 4k goal lead for Team Impact. This Guinevere isn't afraid to just jump, but shut down there. Lord getting spawned in a matter of seconds. And there he is already at the Lord pit. And a great camp there by Toxic Marty, unstoppable for his Gushan. Marlonel now getting respawned. He will be able to join his team for the team fight. A great ult there by Time Walker with the Tigreal. They are trying to find Thousand, but Thousand will not be able to get the kill there on Toxic, who got that monster kill. That was really great skills from Toxic. He's trying to find more, as he will be getting rid of that immortality from Aincrad. Aincrad is trying, he went for the flicker godlike by Toxic. He's doing very well on that Gushan, so they decided not to go for the Lord. Instead, they are trying to find the glory here, as Marlon tried for that turret jump and once more got punished for that. I think his better option was to go for the Lord. Instead, he went for a turret jump. But please keep an eye on Toxic. 14, 3, and 8. Level 13. He's only one level ahead of Alka though, but Gushan is showing up his elder brother. And we see Alka and Scientist going around the teams to find the team fight, but Scientist will be picked up. Legendary there by Toxic. Will he be getting slain there? Shut down on Toxic, as Alka, his big brother, found that kill. Royalind and Time Walker alone to defend versus 3 people, as Marlon is now back on his feet and ready to jump again. And if we know Marlon, we know he's not afraid to jump. And there he went in for the jump, and again he got punished for that, as the Lord will be picked up by Team Dragon. And people, this is what, you know, you guys need to consider a lot. You had the opportunity to get the Lord, but instead you went for fights, and that is what got Team Impact in this position right now. They had Lord, you know, they had the priority, they had all options for Lord. Marlon went into the turret and got slain, putting them down by 1. But then Toxic, he got the kill on Alka, getting rid of the jungle of Team Dragons, and still they did not commit to the Lord. And there goes Marlon once more, but a great ult there by Time Walker, getting everybody towards Team Impact. But look at that, look at that, Toxic coming in from behind, and that's a wipeout, but a wipeout at the cost of a base turret, at the cost of 2 base turrets. It's a wipeout, yes, but what can they do with that wipeout? They're trying to get as far as possible, but instead they went for the jungle. This is very interesting. I mean, sure, 2 persons were being respawned, but get damage in on that turret. Instead of getting rid of that turret, they went for the jungle. So another bad decision for Team Impact. And if they're not careful, these bad decisions will cost them the game. Look at that shutdown there on Rock Lee. And they committed a lot just to get scientists. And look at that, they're being punished. They are being punished. They had the option of Lord. They had the opportunity to get the Lord. Alka was dead. He had no retribution. But they gave up the Lord for a team fight. They gave up the Lord for a team fight. And Athena's shield getting picked up there by lightning. That will be his deciding factor. He said, no, Gushan, you will not kill me anymore. And look at that. Team Dragons they were trying to get rid of that base turret, but they slipped up. They slipped up. What am I seeing here? What am I seeing here? But look at Scientist. He's only a mage, so that's not much to worry about. But Team Dragons, they slipped up that much. And Marlanel finally finding the damage on his turret jump. But look at this. Look at that Team Dragons. They were able to defend. They were able to defend. And now Team Impact, they are sent running, scoring away for their life. This is one crazy match indeed, my friend. All 5 members of both teams are alive. The Lord, they're standing. Marlanel still jumping into action. Look at Alka. His positioning. Look at Toxic trying to get that's the killing spree there on Aincrad. Double kill by Rock Lee. But Rock Lee sacrificed himself for a double kill. That's very, very, very great. That's very good. But his team, they aren't capitalizing on it. They could push, they could go for Lord. But look at what they're doing. Royalind is actually there, hinting at them getting the Lord. They need to watch top lane and they need to watch bot lane. Toxic. He's not noticing what's going on. He checked the bush, but I mean, Scientists wouldn't be there. Neither would Lightning. They were the only 2 members of their team left. But they finally decided to get the Lord, and Team Impact will be looking for that game-ending push. Look at Scientist though. I really like what he's doing. He's keeping this top lane in check, but he will be picked up there by Royalind. Flicker being committed by Scientist. He's trying to get the damage in. He tried to go for the blink there to escape, and Marlan will be slain. But look at that. Minions force their way in. All base turrets removed from Team Impact. Lord now marching in the mid lane, assisting Team Impact. But the lanes will be in check because there are super minions, and Alka getting picked up there by Toxic and Rock Lee for the killing spree. But this will ultimately be the end of that game. A very crazy game. A lot of back and forth, but Team Impact, they were able to secure victory. 2, 10, and 8 on Lightning with the Estes. And I guess we can see why. I guess we can see why. Anti-heal by both Royalint and Time Walker will definitely be a hindrance for Lightning. Yeah, Impact, they played very risky. They played too risky. They gave up a lot. They truly gave up a lot. They could have actually lost that much. And to be honest, if they did, they would have, it would have been a great lesson for them. How can you not pay attention to a Clint in the gold lane? That's crazy. And Clint was the deciding factor for Team Dragons. Clint was the reason they should be switching sides. Team Dragon, they had the first pick just now, so with that the first pick will be switched over to Team Impact. But for those who are watching, you know, there were a lot of lessons to be learned from that one game, and I hope you guys were actually looking. So yeah, I hope you guys were paying attention, and you know, I hope you saw all those deciding factors. The game, it was going back and forth only because the teams were making bad decisions. Well, that would kind of explain why he lost his lane, but he could have requested for a pause. Let me make that clear. Alright, so they're both opting for the same buns. If I'm correct, those buns were Joy, Leslie, Moskov, and Martis. A bit slow with that. So yeah, as I was saying though, Team Impact, they were playing very laid back, and they only went for fights. And believe me, going for fights alone won't win the game unless it's a deciding team fight. You know, you can win the entire early game of fights and still lose in the late game because of one deciding team fight. And Team Dragons will be getting rid of that Gushan. So I guess, well, Toxic did very well on that Gushan. He did so well that he forced the Gushan to get banned. Team Impact, they went for a Roger and a Valentina ban. So best player, I hope you're actually seeing this. You know, Toxic was able to put Gushan in the ban spot, so I guess you will need to give other teams a reason to ban that Gushan in your hands, bro. And Carmilla getting removed as well. The mid lane Carmilla, I didn't actually notice Carmilla much. Like, each time I saw her, I still kept thinking it was a tank. You know, well, of course, it was an extra tank, so I guess I understand that. Rock Lee with that Melissa once more, and Aincrad going for that X-Borg again. 1000, interesting. 1000 gave up the Clint and chose Masha instead. This should be interesting. But I mean, your Clint, it's open. You were the one that really kept the team together. Well, no, not, I wouldn't say that, not necessarily, but he was the main damage for his team. The reason why I said not necessarily though, if you actually noticed, Team Dragons, they played a lot better than Team Impact. They played a lot better than Team Impact, in my opinion. Their decision making, their positioning, they're really great. It's just that Toxic was able to get on the back lines and get rid of the main the most troubling heroes. And even though at the time when Toxic noticed that 1000 and the Clint was being a threat, it was already too late, because the Clint was already bursting the Gushan, but you know, he still was able to get the job done with the help of his team. Minotaur getting banned. Minotaur getting banned in response to the Atlas getting banned. Or was it the oh yeah, it was the Atlas getting banned in response to the Minotaur. Okay, so removing 2 tanks for the last ban. Both teams noticing that you know, neither of them took a tank, but still Masha can be flexed as a roam hero. Time Walker going in for that Franco. This will be a treat for your eyes, bro. He's very great on that Franco. Alright, so Lightning now looking for tank options, which means that will be a XP lane Masha. So not only did 1000 give up his gold lane, his Clint, but he also gave up the gold lane to Alka, who is entrusting the jungle role to Aincrad. And look at Toxic with the Dragon Slayer skin of the Lancelot. This should be a very interesting match. Marlon giving up the XP role and going in for the mid lane. So for both teams, Team Impact with Marlonel using the Valet, Rockley with Melissa, Royalind, Thamos, Time Walker, Franco, Toxic with the Lancelot, Aincrad for Team Dragons with the X-Borg, Scientist with Nana, Alka with Irithel, 1000 with Masha, Lightning with Johnson. And I just noticed that Joy is open for real, but I guess nobody's risking it. as I said, the last week performance of Joy, it wasn't really great, so I guess they're not gonna risk it. So in the Land of Dawn, for the second time for these great teams, these two great teams, we have Marlanel and Time Walker going in for the assist on Toxic with that jungle creature. I am really gonna pay a lot of attention to this Tammuz. He's one of my favorite XP laners. Tammuz is really powerful. And Time Walker already trying to be a nuisance for Team Dragons. Very interesting of Toxic to start at the orange buff, though maybe he wanted to contest the Little Wanderer, but he wasn't able to get that, as Ironcrad, he picked that up quite easily. And a bit of a damage trade-off here in the mid lane between Scientist and Marlanel. Look at Royal Ind already down to less than half HP. 1000 really forcing his hand with that Masha, and Time Walker still trying to be a nuisance. But look at that. I think this may be first blood on Scientist there. 1000 now in a very bad position. Rockley getting slain there in a 2v1 fight at the bot lane. 1000 trying to go in for Time Walker, but look at that. They waited for him to fall very low on HP, and that will be Toxic getting the kill there. Ult getting up by Royal Ind just in time. Marlanel getting the kill there on Ironcrad. First turtle getting spawned here at the top lane. Ironcrad is not here. Toxic is very low on HP though, and still Lightning was able to pick that turtle up from Toxic, who used Retribution a bit too early. So I guess turtles are still worth contesting even if your jungle is dead. And that will be Marlanel getting picked up. Shutdown on Marlanel by Lightning. Lightning was able to get the turtle, and he was also able to get a shutdown kill. And Royally now getting picked up by both Scientist and 1000, but with the great powers of Thamus. Not trying to sound biased or anything, but with the great powers of Thamus. And Iron Hook and Flicker by Time Walker, but Lightning was able to survive that. And it seems the movements are getting a bit shaky now. Here comes Johnson on the racetrack, and he was able to find Toxic. Flame shot there trying to get rid of Toxic, but he still survived that. In about 10 seconds the turtle will be spawned. Yo Joel, you just getting on, bro? Kill there on Marlon, and now Time Walker getting focused. Double kill on Lightning. Lightning is 4-0-0, and Toxic going for the kill there on Ironcrad. He was barely able to survive that. I think he's still trying to get the kill on Scientist, but he didn't aim that correctly. Another bad decision by Toxic. Almost getting hooked there with the Iron Hook. Marlanel, he was very brave on the Guinevere, and he's still showing his bravery with the Valier. So Team Impact, they're still making the bad decisions. And if you guys really noticed, if you're paying attention to the first match, the members of Team Impact who truly are making bad decisions, it really is Toxic and Marlon. You know, they really need to get these guys in check. Toxic being able to get that turtle and a kill on Ironcrad there will truly put him in a very great position there. Shut down on Lightning by Toxic, who's now on like 0% HP. And as I said earlier though, guys, don't be shy to share the stream, don't be shy to comment, don't be shy to like. You know, the more we share, the more information persons will have about us, and the better and bigger our events may be. Also, you guys, I think I should announce that in the near future I'll be doing a collaboration tournament with House of Pisces. We will be doing money prizes, and you know, the prize pool is quite pretty. So you guys can check out House of Pisces individually, and you guys should also tune in for information about the future tournaments. Ironcrad getting picked up here by Marlon. Killing spree there by Toxic on Scientist. Here comes Lightning, but he did not commit to that, and there goes Royal Int. Toxic almost getting picked up by 1000 with the Masha. Toxic very low on HP, and he's still trying to find the fights. Mega kill by Toxic, and he will not survive that, but he went out with a bang, a double kill. Third turtle getting spawned here at the top lane, and that will be Marlon getting another turret. Royal Int forcing the hand of Ironcrad there with the Thamuz. Bro, I'm telling you, this is how confident you play when you're using Thamuz. And here comes Lightning, but he will be crashing into 4 members of Team Impact and ultimately will be picked up. Flicker being used by Time Walker, but was not able to get escape. Marlonel went directly into that and will be slain. And Toxic in a 2v1 here, he was able to get rid of Scientist and Ironcrad. Turtle now evolving into a Lord. So now let us see how Team Impact will approach this this half of the game. Shutdown there on Royal Int. Sorry, I paused a bit. I saw Thomas getting killed. That was not a good sight to see. But Toxic now trying to find the kill there on 1000, and he was able to get rid of 1000. So 2-for-1 trade in favor of Team Impact. And look at Marlonel just walking casually into the crash. I really don't remember what the ult is called by Johnson though. If you guys remember, please comment and let me know. I am tired of calling it the crash. But see, this is what I'm talking about now, guys. They are still making the bad decisions. They are still making bad decisions. Lord is up and free for the taking. They had enough members to get Lord. Team Dragons were down on members, but they didn't go for the Lord. You cannot, and I repeat, you cannot fight a team such as Team Code Vertix, Team Sunset Ravens, Team Alpha, or even Team Espadas with these kind of decision making, you know. I mean, we all like to see a good fight, yes, but that's all that they're going for. They're going for fights. They're missing out the objectives, and with them missing objectives, you can see Thousand there capitalizing on their hunger for the fights and actually forcing turrets in. And if you remember in the last match, even though Team Impact got the last Lord, Iron Hook there by Time Walker, Molina was able to pick him up, but that's Molina getting popped, the passive Molina getting popped, and Scientist will be slain there. But Team Impact, they are still losing turrets, and it only will take one deciding team fight, and this may be the deciding team fight, as Marlanel will be slain there. A huge fight here in the Lord Pit. Killing spree there by Rock Lee. Mega kill for Toxic on Aincrad, and still they have another free Lord. Double kill for Toxic. Will they commit for the Lord or not? I mean, they may just wait for the Evolved Lord that will be coming up in a few seconds, but they chose not to. But honestly, not a bad decision, because who knows, they may even lose team fight in the few seconds that they waited, you know. And Molina just catching Time Walker there, but the damage, look at the damage by Nana. Also guys, please remember, if you know the name of Johnson's ult, please refresh my memory. Iron Hook and Flicker by Time Walker, but he did not commit to that. The ult there by Nana, almost one-shotting Marlon. Monster kill by Toxic. This may be Toxic going in for more. Killing spree there by Time Walker. Marlon very low on HP, but still, you know, helping his team in times of need. Mega kill by Rock Lee. Team Impact, they are just destroying Team Dragon. And with that team fight and that Lord, Team Impact will win 2-0 in favor of Team Impact. But even though they were victorious, they made so many mistakes that could have costed them the game. Guys, if you have even the slightest chance, the slightest opportunity to get the Lord, get it. Even if it's the first Lord, you should not give up chances like that. So, Team Impact ultimately winning that match. Next up, we have Sunset Ravens versus Team Endless, and this is a match that I and a few others really wanted to see. So, yeah, I guess they played well, but I don't see Team Impact with that gameplay winning any of the actual elites of the tournament. Stay tuned for Team Sunset Ravens versus Team Endless, and I'm yeah, you're with Sunset to win. Yes. I'd be a bit biased if I said I'm not gonna vote for Team Sunset Ravens, but you know, games can go either way. But Team Sunset Ravens, they are the favorites to win this matchup. So I'll see what's happening with both teams just a few minutes. Alright, so we are back, and Sunset Ravens, they are already in the lobby. Team Endless, they are now joining. Oh, I think all of Team Endless are already in the lobby. World Boss on the wrong team. Alright, so both teams are in the lobby. And I'm not seeing best player for the starting lineup of Team Sunset Ravens, but I guess he's trusting the leadership to Z. So let's see how that goes. Team Endless, we're waiting for one member of Team Endless to join. And just a fun fact though, both teams, they have members that made it to mythical glory. So you know, this is a very high performing, high stake game. But oh, you were looking forward to seeing best player play. Alright, hopefully he'll join for the next match. Alright, so psychotic requesting 3 minutes. So I know you guys haven't seen much of Team Endless, and that's because they really haven't been, well, they have been getting lucky, is what I should say. They've been getting free points or free wins throughout the past weeks. I think they've only played like one actual game already. And they are a team that Team Alpha, Team Alpha, they really want to meet Team Endless on the battleground, because Team Endless, they are already saying, you know, they can't lose to Team Alpha because they're the better team. So we already saw Team Alpha losing to Team Sunset Ravens. So let's see how well Team Endless will fare off versus Team Sunset Ravens. And I think the reason why we don't actually see best player playing is because Psychotic was always saying Team Sunset Ravens cannot win without best player. So I'm guessing he's trying to prove them wrong. Alright, I'm looking forward to that. I am looking forward to that. Also guys, just a reminder, don't be shy to share, like, comment. Plus, if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, you can also help us out with a sub. All supports are appreciated. Also, for everyone who will be participating in MCL, good luck. really not certain what's going on. He said so, but knowing him, I really have to reconsider. I'll explain sometime afterwards. Alright, so let me give you a little history. For those of you watching, so Psychotic, he's notorious for always picking fights with members of Team Sunset Ravens, not physical fights, but anyways. So even today, he was saying he and World Boss, his other member, they were the best in our region, you know. So now that they're here in lobby with Sunset Ravens, I think that's the reason why Psychotic doesn't want to play. I honestly should have expected this. So that victory will go to Team Sunset Ravens. Unfortunately, Psychotic left his team stranded. He really left his team stranded. So, in case you're wondering why I didn't agree to the Sunday match, they negotiated times in the group chat today. Both Psychotic and I mentioned earlier that Psychotic was having a conversation with Team Sunset Ravens, and Team Sunset Ravens negotiated times. At the moment that Team Impact and Team Dragons were playing, that should have been Team Sunset Ravens and Team Endless. You get me? But Team Psychotic proceeded. Psychotic proceeded to start the match with Team Dragons and Impact. And now he's saying it's 10 p.m. where his jungle is, so his jungle cannot play. So that's ultimately his fault. And he was in the lobby with his team. He has 5 members. He had 4 members plus himself in the lobby, so 5 members overall. And he decided to not play. So he gracefully dragged his team down and ultimately forcing his team to lose. Very disappointing, and I truly am disappointed. So that was a lot of time wasted, but still, hope you guys enjoyed the first 2 games that were featured here tonight. We really got some thrilling games tonight. Was hoping for the the cherry on top, the icing on the cake with Sunset Ravens, but sadly Team Endless forfeited. So still, it